I believe Bhagavan was quoted as saying that self-realization, your own self-realization, is the greatest service that you can render the world. To what extent would you say this has proven true in your experience? And could you elaborate on that quote?
Yeah. Thank you, Aklis. Thank you very much. It's a lovely quote, and for some people this can be a very important quote, this type of teaching. Just to repeat what Aklis said, he said that Bhagavan is quoted as saying the greatest service you can render the world, the greatest service you can give to the world is to realize the self, or self-realization. What is the greatest service you can do for the world? Is it bequeathing millions and billions to charity? Is it helping people in this way and that way? Is it good works in your community? These are all wonderful things. But Bhagavan says the greatest service, the greatest service we can give is self-realization. Realize yourself. Better than feeding the poor, curing the sick. This is a rhetorical question. I don't want anybody to give a verbal answer, but what do people think of that? Again, I'm not asking for a verbal answer, but isn't that a strange teaching if we take it at face value? See, Bhagavan knows the truth. He has discovered the truth. So he can tell us this radical truth. These quotes of Bhagavan's, if we've heard them many times before, they can lose their radical nature. They can seem less radical because we've heard it a dozen or so times before. The greatest service you can render is self-realization. But this is the reality. This is the truth. Sometimes I say that when you realize the self, when you attain moksha, liberation, you simultaneously attain moksha, liberation for everybody else at the same time. When you realize the self, everybody realizes the self at the same time. When you realize the self, you take all your loved ones with you, and you take everybody with you. In the same way, Bhagavan says, the greatest service you can give to the world is your own self-realization. So if you can choose between giving someone else self-realization and giving yourself self-realization, which one should you pick? If we're listening to Bhagavan, we should go for ourselves. Because as long as we are helping others attain self-realization, we are not attaining self-realization. We are delaying self-realization. This is a trick of the devil. I'm not saying it's evil. I'm using the word devil here to mean Maya, ignorance. This is a trick of ignorance to keep you in ignorance. This is a trick of Maya to keep you in Maya. There are lots of tricks Maya plays to keep you in Maya. But Bhagavan is always emphasizing, know thyself, know the knower. Maya, or the devil, is always entreating you to know his or her realm, the world, the body, the mind, the world. It always brings it back to the body or the mind or the world, which are all the same thing. Now, when we go deeper, when you realize the self, you realize that is the only reality. There is nothing else. So this is the deeper teaching. Aklis, you asked for my experience. That is my experience. You realize the self, that is everything. There's no one else. There's not even Tom. There's not even I left. It's just the self, which is what I am. Which is what everybody is. That is Bhagavan. There's only Bhagavan. There's only that. So it's a statement, the statement that the greatest service you can render the world is your own self-realization, is a statement for those who believe in the world. Same with my statement that when you realize the self, everybody else is realized. Actually, when you realize the self, there is nobody else, and there is not even you, as you formerly thought of it, at least. The jiva, the jivas, the body-mind entities, the jivas, there are none. So this is a very wonderful statement. And notice how it goes completely against those organizations who are trying to enlighten the world, trying to spread liberation across the world. The evangelicals. Oh, I have found realization. Let's spread this quickly. Let's mobilize the troops for this mission. We have a mission on earth. You know, the earth is colored black. We need to paint it gold. With gold represents realization, black represents ignorance. And these people, these organizations will say something like this. They'll say, I, body mind, have realized the self. So I am now gold. And now I see black colored people all around me. This is going wrong. This is going wrong, isn't it? This is going wrong. And I need to change them into gold. I see blackness all around me. It's still wrong because I mentioned people. Darkness. No, it's not better, is it? I feel like that's a bit of karma there for my jokes against you lot earlier when we were muted. But there's this sense that I've got to spread my light that I've discovered and share that with everybody else. Whereas again, Aklis, you asked for my experience. My experience is not my experience. It's just the reality. It's totally impersonal in the sense that it's not Tom. There's nothing to do with Tom. It's not Tom's experience. It's intensely personal because it's what I am. But it's nothing to do with the conditioning or of the body mind known as Tom. It's got nothing to do with Tom's opinions or beliefs or anything like this. So in this way, it's like a science. It's a science. We discover a truth, but it's truer than any science, any external science. Even those discoveries are subject to change as we discover more, but not the discovery of the self. It's absolute. Many organizations will have a subtle sense of needing to enlighten someone else, spread the word. There is no sense of that here. Yet there is a natural sharing that occurs involuntarily when it occurs. It doesn't have to occur, and it is not to mission. It's not a mission, it's not a goal that we need to wave our magic wands and turn everybody into gold, enlighten everybody. The mission is, if there is a mission, and there isn't, but if there is a mission, it's to discover your own self, realize yourself. That's it. Okay, thank you for the question, Aklis. I hope that answers your concerns somewhat.